Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood if you go outdoors, but we're here indoors doing the WHO Radio Wise Guys, and it's the video bonus post-show edition for April 9th, 2011. I am Brian Gongle.
I'm Dan Adams.
And we're here to talk about all the things we didn't get a chance to talk about during the WHO Radio Wise Guys today because, frankly, we ran plumb out of time.
Oh, we had a lot of stuff to go over today.
We had enough content for like a 3 or 4 hour show and ran out of time with our 1 hour. So let's just get right to it. Questions that came in via our text message line at 515-989-1040 we didn't get a chance to answer. Very first one comes from Cheryl in Des Moines. She says, I only have sound on my laptop if I use headphones. What could be wrong?
Your speakers could be bad. Your connection for your speakers to your logic board could be bad. The connector on your logic board could be bad. Or your logic board could be bad. You have a problem, Cheryl, and you need to get it looked at.
Well, that's true. Is this anything Cheryl could plausibly figure out for herself?
Probably not. This is a hardware issue. Cheryl, you need to take your laptop to a professional and get it looked at, get it checked out.
That is more or less the answer I was looking for and what I was expecting to say as well. Moving to the dark side, longtime regular listener Jethro texts us to say that he has officially surrendered to the dark side and bought a 13-inch MacBook Pro i5, and he says he's enjoying it way too much. Dan, go ahead and gloat, see if I care.
First of all, Jethro, I give you applause, okay? Secondly, I thought Jethro owned a couple Macs years ago, because this guy's been texting us and emailing us forever. I thought he already had a couple Macs, but evidently I'm wrong. I think it's great. Jethro, you bought one heck of a good laptop there, a 13-inch MacBook Pro with an i5 processor, and it is a really, really good device there. So I'm very happy for Jethro. Good job.
Okay, congratulations, I guess, to him. But then we get a question as well about moving from snow leopard to lion. We have this question from Britton in Unionville, Missouri, saying, I have snow leopard on my Mac. What should I do? Should I update to lion?
Well, lion is the next version of Apple's operating system that's coming out sometime later this spring, summer. It's not out yet, so don't even worry about it right now. And quite honestly, this is my position on every release of every operating system. Doesn't matter who makes it. Let other people use it and try it out first. Don't be an early adopter on this. If what you have right now is working good for you, good for you, stay there. Don't jump yet.
My usual rule of thumb is let somebody else use it for at least 2 or 3 months first.
Exactly.
Operating systems, and that goes for new cell phones as well. Preferably you'll let other people use them and experiment with them and figure out all the kinks and the bugs over that time, and that way you don't have to become the guinea pig. There's no reason for that. Don't become a guinea pig when you're dealing with a lion. I guess that's what we put it in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bad. Now, speaking of cell phones, this question, or actually really it's just a comment, I suppose. This is from Greg in Sigourney. He says, I switched from BlackBerry to Android just months ago. It has more apps and it is a little more user-friendly. He just wishes he could get one in a flip. A flip? Really?
Come on. Come on. What you have right now is great. Quit wishing for more. Just enjoy what you have right now.
Well, I'm just trying to see what the value is in having the flip phone.
I have no idea.
The one thing that I have been skeptical about for some time that has finally sort of come true with a lot of the Android phones and really a lot of cell phones in general, the smartphones, they need the large enough screen that's too large to be a flip. You just can't get a flip on a screen this big.
Look, see, this is my Droid X phone right here.
It's practically as big as your head.
It's a 4.3-inch screen. It's huge, and people like the large screens. They're getting bigger. And the rumor is with the new Apple's possibly coming out with the new iPhone in June, that screen is going to be much larger also. And if it is, I'm going to buy it.
Probably.
But, yeah, this is a great size screen. I love it.
At this stage, I really don't see the purpose of getting a flip anymore. I used to have them. They had their purpose, but anymore, you just need a screen large enough to do things on, and for that, it's just too large to be a flip.
He means that he wants a screen that he can flip open and still have like a keyboard that he can...
Yeah, I think he's talking like a clamshell-type phone.
Yeah, well, they have those. I don't think they have those in like an Android.
Not really anymore, yeah.
My wife and son each have an LG, an NV3 phone.
Okay. And,
yeah, they can flip them open and just... wear their thumbs out and get carpal tunnel and text just lightning fast.
Right.
But those days are gone too. I mean, Brian, you've even said this.
Well, yeah.
The days of the actual keyboard with the tactile response are going away. Everything's going to a virtual keyboard.
No, I haven't said that. What I have said is that I have been reluctantly forced into it myself. I wish I could still use the tactile keyboard, and I still have one on my Palm WebOS phone. But the problem is they just haven't been able to capture the market share they need to stay afloat, so I don't know what will happen there. And I just don't see anybody making
It's a dead
these.
company too.
Well, they're part of HP now, really, so.
It's a dead technology.
Well, I don't know about that. No, they're bringing out they've got tablets now, and that was their intent now, is to migrate the web OS on the phones over to tablets.
If it's not running Android or running Apple's iOS, it's dead.
There's
never going to happen.
There is room for at least 3 major operating systems in both smartphones and tabs.
They're way behind the 8.
There's still room for at least 3. And that, maybe that's BlackBerry, maybe it's web OS, maybe it's both, maybe there's room for 4, I'm not sure, but there's definitely room for more than just 2. Anyhow, that question having been resolved just with a debate, here's a question that we can resolve with, I think, a little bit less debate. Becky in Mount Pleasant says, can you upload music from Real Player to a memory stick?
Well, it depends on the computer you have, Becky.
Yeah, well, is there a memory stick on the computer? I mean, is there an outlet for it?
Yeah, if so, then the answer is yes. If not, then sorry.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You just need to be able to locate where the files are stored when you're using Real Player, and it is tricky. It's not that this is something that's entirely easy to do. I don't even know if we have any kind of access to Real Player on this machine where we could tell you. Nope, it doesn't look like we have Real Player here anywhere that we could use. So I can't illustrate it for you either, but the key is you have to be able to find Real Player on your machine and find where it's storing things in the directory in order to move them over. But yes, you should be able to move those. Now, it depends on what you're trying to do, depends on whether there's digital rights management on any of them, and that could be a problem. But if you have the rights to the music, you should be able to migrate things. Otherwise, yeah. So
I mean, that's it in a nutshell. That's it.
So that being that, here's the final question of the show that we didn't get to on the air, and man, I don't even know if we could have enough time to answer this in 3 hours. This is a good one. Doug in Yarmouth says, what's next in the technology world that's originated from Star Trek? You get to answer that one, Dan.
I tell you, if I could actually answer that question, I think I could become a very rich person. Who knows? I mean, the things that I hope to see at some point down the road are more integrated technology between, the actual technology device and humans, like implants, that kind of thing.
You expect to become a Borg.
Exactly. I want to become a Borg. I think that'd be really cool. Stuff like that. But virtual reality, we keep playing with that, and it's getting better. It's kind of evolving into 3D now, and that all kind of came from Star Trek a long time ago. The cell phones now that can do everything are like communicators. That whole concept came from Star Trek. The internet concept came from Star Trek. Was there a TV special on about this?
There was how William Shatner saved the world, or how William Shatner created the modern world, I think, and it was hosted by William Shatner. It was a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, but it's focused on Star Trek-based technology. Yeah. I would say this. I wouldn't say that things like your cell phone...
Let's just say space travel.
Well, that's not fair either. See, the thing is this. I wouldn't say that the internet or cell phones, as you point to, that those things were actually invented by Star Trek. They certainly weren't.
Well, the concepts were created on Star Trek.
No, they weren't. The concept of a communicator goes all the way back to Dick Tracy or before, and that's in the 1930s. I mean, come on. You can't say that it's... Well, back in the day. I'm saying it didn't originate with Star Trek per se. I won't say that it wasn't influenced by it at all, but I'll put it like this. Do I ever see us having holographic transporters or anything where you can beam me up, Scotty? No. You think so?
Honestly, yes, but it's not in our lifetime.
How in the world could
They've already accomplished this to a very small degree.
They've moved electrons. So you think we're next? All right, fine. We can agree to disagree on that one.
I want to see space travel next.
Well, we do space travel. We just don't take anybody anywhere for any distance
like on the Enterprise.
What else I don't expect to see? I don't expect to see warp drive becoming a reality. That was maybe a little bit far in terms of Star Trek technology. Things that I would love to see, though, that maybe are on the way, could happen. I think better ways of storing and transporting food. I think that's one of the ways it could happen. Because, after a while you realize...
A replicator. There we go.
You need a replicator, and you need Android friends. That's what you need, too. Not Android-based friends, but Android friends.
I can replicate my Facebook friends.
And that way you wouldn't have to have real friends?
Yeah,
They'd be far more reliable?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing, what I would say is, let's expect trends in development of food and food storage that apparently they were really good at on Star Trek, because I never saw a farm on board the Enterprise. How about you, Dan?
They had replicators.
What replicators?
They replicated food.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh. I guess
And
I was
Romulan ale. Remember Romulan ale? That's the only thing they ever smuggled on board.
I'll tell you what, I
You
really...
guys were a bunch of alcoholics back there on the Enterprise.
All right. You know what,
You know why? Because back in those days, they didn't have a .08 blood alcohol level
to drive the
when you're flying
Enterprise.
through space. That's why.
I didn't know you could fly, well, not sober or something. So Romulan ale was an alcoholic thing? See, I never watched enough Star Trek. You got to explain this one to me.
Romulan ale was like the forbidden, taboo booze that they always wanted to get their hands on, and somehow Kirk always seemed to have a bottle of it sitting around somewhere. And the Romulans were, of course, their mortal enemy on Star Trek back in the day.
Right. So what you're saying is that basically they were bootleggers on a galactic scale.
Yeah, exactly. And the Romulans were a bunch of moonshiners.
Okay, I guess that works. I'll tell you what I would love to see, and it doesn't come from Star Trek, but from another show that has a futuristic element. Futurama has Bachelor Chow, now that it's back. I've always been excited over the idea of Bachelor Chow, which you may or may not be able to see in the ads here, but it says now with flavor. That's what I would love to see from the future. Bachelor Chow, now with flavors. Pour it on out in your bowl.
Flavor.
Let's be honest here. That's about all a bachelor's usually looking for.
That'd be a great slogan for TV dinners, you know, Swanson family TV dinners.
Now with flavor. Precisely correct. Anyway, we're the WHO Radio Wise Guys. That is our post-show wrap-up, answering all the questions that we got via text message we didn't have time for on the air. You can find us on the air Saturdays at 1 o'clock Central Time, and that's on News Radio 1040 WHO. It's 1040 on the AM dial in Central Iowa. Actually, we reach pretty much most of the state during the day, 34 states at night. But you can stream us anywhere you like on WHOradio.com. That's how you get a hold of us. And, of course, at WHOradio.com, you'll find the Wise Guys page where you can find our contact information, our Facebook page, our Twitter links, and so forth. And you can email us there at wiseguys@WHOradio.com. Dan doing his best Vanna White impersonation with the microphone stand.
And we are off next week.
We are going to be gone.
The wonderful Hawkeyes will be playing again.
The Hawkeye spring football game will be on the air on the 16th. So the following week, we will be back with a live show.
We'll be back on the 23rd.
That'll be right.
We'll see you then.
That's right. I'm Brian Gongle.
I'm Dan Adams.
Well, you really never got to see me. Hey-o.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening. This is the Radio Wise Guys and broadcasting from News Radio 1040, WHO.